Hey guys, happy December. I cannot believe it's already Christmas month, and so I thought I would jump on here and give you guys 5 tips on how not to be stressed this holiday season. I don't know if it's just me, but this time of year always brings some joy and excitement for the holidays and some time off, but at the same time, it's really stressful having to deal with family and gatherings and all of that stuff. So hopefully after these 5 tips, it'll really help you ease your stress this holiday season. And at the very end of the video, I will show you guys how I plan for the holidays, specifically in my planner. So if you don't care about the tips and you just want to see how I do it in my planner, just jump to the timestamp down here, okay? So my first tip is to write down a list of what makes you overwhelmed over the holiday season. So if you think about this time of year and what makes you stressed every year, or what's on your mind right now, write those all down into a list. If you see my videos, you know that I'm a big proponent of just writing things down. Even just getting it out of your brain already helps you feel a lot better because you feel like you've cleared your mind of that stress. But after you've written this list down, we're actually going to use this for tip number 2. So tip number 2 is to use this list to create a dedicated holiday planner that you will use year over year. So when I say a holiday planner, I don't mean you have to go and buy a fancy like Christmas planner or, even printable Christmas inserts or anything like that. You can just even use a plain notebook. It doesn't really matter. It's just that you have one spot where you'll come back to year over year. And this will really reduce your stress because now you already have the lists of, the meals that you can make, the list of groceries you need to buy, present ideas for family and friends, decor items that you might need to buy. So just using these lists in the future will help you minimize your stress because you won't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what are the things that I need to remember to do? Oh my gosh, what are the things I need to remember to go buy, right? And they've already been written down for you. And as you start to use this year over year, you already have a plan that you know works. Okay. And then the other thing that you're going to keep in this planner is notes about what went well and what didn't. So if there's something that you tried in that year and it didn't work, then you write that down at the back of your planner so that the next year you know not to do that. And if there's something that did work well, then you want to write that in your planner as well to say next year, remember to continue to do this. So creating a recurring planner, I find really helps because it eases that stress of having to think of all the things that you need to do during this time of year, and you already have it ready and you already have a plan set, so you just need to execute, which is much easier than the planning itself. And the other thing that I would make sure to include in this planner is some sort of timeline or high-level calendar of when you should get those things done. So after you've created the lists of buying decor, buying the food, buying presents, and all of that stuff, start to map out when those things can be done throughout the year. So for example, for me, I always buy my Christmas presents in November just to make sure that I have all the presents before the Christmas season. I just don't like to be stressed in December, so I like to get it done out of the way. Or for example, maybe you should contact all your family and friends to try to plan out Christmas in, at the end of November or the first week of December. So lay out a calendar in that planner to kind of map out when certain tasks should be done, and that should really help you as well. So tip number 3 is to add a little envelope to the back of your planner, whether it's you can tape it in or you can just tuck it in some sort of simple envelope like for a letter. Tape that to the back of your planner, and what you would put in there is all of your receipts. So anything that you've purchased related to Christmas, whether it's food, presents, decor, anything, put all the receipts into this little envelope. And this is going to help you in twofold. So the first is obviously if there are things that your kids or your husband or your significant other, or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or whatever didn't like, then you can get the receipt out of there and easily return it. And during the Christmas season, there's a lot of things that have extended return periods. So sometimes you can return it all the way into the middle of January. And by then you probably have no idea where the receipts are. So now you have one spot for all those receipts for any returns that you might have. Then the second purpose of this is for budget tracking, right? So now you can tally up all of the money that you spent over the holiday season, and then the next year you'll know what to budget for and how much to budget for, right? And if it was an amount that was a little bit higher than you expected, now you can more carefully plan the next year. But I know for me, when I'm spending money in November and December, it's like a free for all. It's like, oh, it's Christmas time. I can just spend it, right? And I never go back to check. But this way you'll be able to keep track of all of your expenses. And if you're buying things online, you can easily print the receipt and also tuck it in there. Or if you're doing digital planning, you can take physical receipts, take a picture of it and put in your digital planner. So you can do it either way. Tip number 4 is a pretty simple one that you guys may or may not already do in your planners, and that's to keep a list of gift ideas throughout the year. So for me, this is usually done just on my phone. I will keep a list of ideas for my husband, for my kids, of things that they mention throughout the year that they might want and that I might think might be a good Christmas idea. And even if you don't use it for Christmas, you can use it for their birthdays or whatever. But I like to keep kind of a running list of things that I notice or see, especially, when I'm at my parents' house and I see something, oh, I think my dad might need this. I'll just put it in a list and then I'll refer to it throughout the year, because I'm trying to buy all of my gifts before December, right? So like I said, I usually try to have everything purchased by November. So by having this list, what I can also do is throughout the year when there's major sales, like, for example, the Sephora sale that happens twice a year, or on Cyber Monday or Boxing Day, of course, that happens before Christmas, right? I'll make sure to go through my list of the things that I wanted to buy, and then I can easily buy them and have them ready. And if there's sales throughout the year that I see of things that are on my list, I'll buy them then so that I don't have to worry about it around Christmas time. And then my last and final tip before I show you how I have been doing my Christmas planning this year is to add to this Christmas planner throughout the year. And especially after you've done certain events, like for example, I put on, birthday parties or whatever for my kids. If you think of something after you've planned dinners or events that really worked well for a large setting or for a family gathering, write those into your Christmas planner. Don't just start planning in November. Don't just start planning in December. You can add to this planner all year round when you have this set planner for Christmas, right? So that's what I like to do, is if I have, birthday parties or family events that, people really like this dish that I made, right? Then I'll put it into my Christmas planner to know, hey, maybe I can make that at Christmas time, right? Or another good one for kids is if there's some sort of crafts or activities that really worked well at a gathering, because if you guys have kids, especially young kids, you'll know that trying to maintain their attention or just keep them calm so that the adults can do something is like 90% of the party, I feel like. So I'll write down some activities of like, oh, this really engaged these kids. So then I try to mimic that activity maybe with a Christmas theme at Christmas time. And I just find that's so helpful. So those were my 5 tips that I would use for the Christmas holidays. I hope that these can help you guys. If you try to implement those, please let me know down below. And if you guys have any other tips, let me know. And now I will take you over to my planner and show you the things that I've been doing in my planner for this holiday season. Okay, so I popped you guys over to my planners and I'm just gonna show you how I've been planning for the holidays. If you guys haven't seen my December plan with me, I'll link it up here. I kind of planned out December and I just have the monthly view here just because it'll help me kind of coordinate where things should go and the timing of everything. Over here, I have my planner, of course, and I like to use some sort of project planner. Obviously, there's like holiday planners and different types of planners that you can get. I'm just using the one from my shop. I'll link everything down below if you're interested, but any planner pages work really, or even a notebook. So I'm using the events section from my projects planner, and I just titled it Christmas. Here I kind of started doing my planning. So for me, Christmas planning starts pretty early, like I mentioned. Sometimes I just need things on sticky notes. It just helps me organize. It makes me feel like things aren't so permanent and that I can move things around. I don't know. Let me know down below if you feel that way. Something about a sticky note is just like, oh, I can relax. I can move things. It's okay. You know what I mean? Okay, so here in the event details, of course, it's just Christmas. So on the first page, what I kind of just jotted down is those initial things that I'm thinking about. One, the first thing that I think about is the timing of Christmas, because for example, for this year, Christmas is on a Sunday, and then you have Boxing Day on the Monday. I should note that I'm in Canada, so obviously depending on where you are, your holidays might be different. But I like to plan that because Christmas is on the Sunday, you get a day in lieu as your stat holiday. So, for example, this year it would be the Tuesday, the 27th, we would also get off. So I just kind of like to see, you know, how many days we're getting off around Christmas. And so I just put these little circle dot stickers or whatever on them to mark out, okay, so these are kind of the 3 Christmas days, I guess. Yeah, so I kind of like to plan that just to know, you know, what days people are going to be off to plan family dinners and whatnot, because we have to coordinate a couple. Then the next thing is this wish list sticky note, and here I just put down kind of the ideas that I had in my head about what people might want. So my husband, my dad, my husband's parents. And then over here to buy. So of this wish list, what have I already bought? I buy a lot of things earlier in the year, like I tell you. And so then what's kind of left to buy now that we're getting really close to Christmas. And then on this first page, I just kind of jot down like some of the Christmas events that are happening throughout this month, usually around like November and December. Of course, you'll know that Christmas events come out. This is important for me just because I have young kids and like I want to keep it fun and go to as many events as possible. So I jotted a few ideas there, like we had Santa Claus parade, we have some farms around here, doing, you know, gingerbread houses and decorating and all that, and then making cookies, and then some events around the area. Then down here I just put together this little Christmas list of other things that we could do. So things that I might want to do in future years, like, you know, family photos, decorate your Christmas tree, write a letter to Santa, fill stockings, Christmas music and movies, and then making ornaments, because they did this making ornaments activity at one of the events we went to, and I was like, oh, I could do this at home. So then I might do that in the future. Then creating a family calendar, because at the end of the year I always create a calendar for the next year using our photos. And then an advent calendar, I like to do the book ones, so you like pick a new book every single day. You can just get those on Amazon. I can list a couple of those advent calendars down below if you guys have kids, but I've done like the Paw Patrol ones in the past. I've done Disney in the past, and anyways, they're really fun, and it's like not just a toy, it's an actual like book. So those are great. And then baking cookies. Oh, I should also say that these stickers that are so cute are from the washi tape shop. And yeah, they're just like little stickers. Like, it looks like it's on washi. I have it here. But they're actually little stickers, and they are super cute. So I'll link that down below. And I have like a video of my washi tape haul from them. I'll link it up here as well. Anyways, they're just like perfect for these little pages. So then the next page that I have in here is like the Christmas day. And just because Christmas day is usually kind of like a hectic day, and it's like a full day of doing presents and activities and this and that and preparing meals and all of that, I kind of like to like plan out what the day will look like. So the top here kind of has the 3 event day sections. So it's like the morning, afternoon, and evening. And it's just like to have like a very loose timeline, right? Like it's just a fun day, but a loose timeline of like, okay, then here we're gonna do presents. Around this time my dad will come. This is when we need to start prepping the turkey. This is when, I don't know, you know, whatever the stuff throughout the day is just kind of listing out just to see what the flow of the day will look like. Here I kind of listed out already some of the things that I want to have for our Christmas menu. I still need to confirm it, but I do like to kind of write down some ideas of what we want to do. Entertainment, not so much here, but I might write down here some of the crafts that I got for the girls to do. And then movies and whatnot I would write here. Decor is not really much because it's just Christmas and we've already decorated the tree and everything. And then on this page, I left some more page space for notes as I get into the full day of planning. But here I've put in kind of some to-dos that I have to do right now. So 2 major. One is first confirm the Christmas meal and then confirm the plans, because we have like family that are kind of split up. We have to figure out how to coordinate everybody's plans together and make it all work. It's not, you know, as detailed right now just because I have to confirm those 2 major things before I can do more planning. And then just a couple other things that I want to buy. And again, like these are just things I know for sure I want to get, like gingerbread houses and hot chocolate. But once we confirm the Christmas menu, I of course will fill this out with all the grocery items that I'm going to buy. And that's pretty much it for right now. Like I said, like it's just, you know, the beginning of planning, but even just having this down on paper has really like cleared my mind and made me feel less anxious. The other thing that I will probably add in here at some point is like what I'm doing the night before Christmas, and maybe I'll just add that here actually. So i.e. Christmas Eve, I guess I just should have wrote Christmas Eve. But for example, I'm gonna have to make sure I wrap all the presents, get the stocking stuffers ready, last minute food prep. And of course, these will probably have to be expanded, but those are just a couple things that just came to mind right now. So I thought I should probably note those down before I forget. And yeah, so that's basically it. I hope this video could help somebody out there. And if it does help you, please let me know. Tell me any other tips that you guys have for navigating the holiday season. I know for a lot of you guys in the States, you know, Thanksgiving is the bigger holiday than Christmas. So maybe it's around Thanksgiving stuff that you guys do some sort of planning around. So I'd love to know your tips and tricks so I could incorporate it for next year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!